Good afternoon, everybody. David Paul with you in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. A line of severe thunderstorms is racing into our western counties now. Listen, everybody across the greater Houston area, you should batten down the hatches for the potential for straight line wind gusts out of this line of thunderstorms coming in from the west that could gust 70 miles an hour and above in a straight line as this bow echo. See how it's bent? That bend in the line indicates very strong straight line winds coming in with that batch of thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Waller County and Austin County, just to the west of the immediate Katy area, but that is going to hit Katy proper and the west portion of Harris County and Montgomery County here in just the next few minutes. There's a closer view of the line of thunderstorms. Tornadoes are possible with this line of storms as well. We don't have a radar indicated tornado at the moment. That's why we don't have a tornado warning. But that line of storms that's raced through Belleville, now just knocking on the door of Katy, racing into Waller right now. Right along the leading edge of that line, you can have little kinks in the line and you'll get little tornadoes spin up. This is the Doppler part of Doppler radar. We can see the storm motion. There's where the strongest winds are right now, just pressing into western Waller County. There's 290. So Brenham to Chapel Hill to Waller, Cypress, you're not too far away. And those bright blue colors indicate winds that are gusting in excess of 60, 70, 75 miles an hour, racing east at about 50 miles an hour. So this is going to move into Katy and Cypress very quickly. Again, if you can get loose items in now, right now, before that line of strong winds pushes into your neighborhood, you'll be doing yourself a favor. There's also a hail threat with this. This is a product called vertically integrated liquid. We call it the hail detector because it helps us see where there's very strong radar spikes, and we're getting one right there. So we've got at least a possibility for pea to nickel-sized hail, just about to reach the Hempstead area, just west of Howth and Courtney. Again, that's 290 moving into Waller County. There's Hempstead, there's Waller, all racing east at about 50 miles an hour. So small hail to moderate size hail is possible, if not likely, with this storm as it races down 290 through Waller County right now. Got a storm track on this, and we've just put in a new tornado warning. So let me take a moment and clear this, and we'll zoom in on that. So there's another kink in the line. Got another kink in that line. What I'll do is update the storm track first. So these storms stay together. Now this is going to reach the Katy area by 6:02, so just at about 15 minutes. So Katy, you need to take cover now for the potential for very strong winds. Cinco Ranch by 6:09, Brookshire by 5:54. All right, so we're going to add in our TV audience here. Guys, just tell me when the TV audience is here and I'll step in and reset. Okay, tornado warning has been reissued now for Waller County. That's the red box right here. There's Waller. There's Highway 290, and it's a kink right there. You're looking at the Doppler part of Doppler radar and see the very cool colors and the hot colors coming together right there. That indicates the potential for rotation inside that thunderstorm, and that's why we have a new tornado warning. That's in effect until 6:15. So that is racing east. So this is going to enter western Harris County here in the next few minutes. And I've just updated the storm track. That's the purple box here. So as this holds together, it reaches Brookshire by 5:54. So here before the top of the hour, threatening Brookshire. Katy by 6:02. That's only in about 15 minutes from now. Cinco Ranch, that would reach you by 6:09. Spring by 6:23. Again, this is a long line of straight line winds racing east at 50. So this is going to impact a lot of people. But these little tornadoes can pop up along the leading edge of that line, and that's why they've issued a new tornado warning right there, just near Waller and Waller County. So if you're in Waller right now, just south of 290 in particular, you want to take cover in an interior room of your home away from windows on the first floor. That's the safest place to be when a tornado moves in. So if this holds together, this is going to reach downtown Houston by 6:31. So in less than an hour, this is going to race from Waller County all the way into downtown Houston. This is, again, racing east at 50 miles an hour. I'm going to take a moment and update the storm track here. I also want to zoom in on this Let's get a closer look at exactly where this rotation is being detected. And that's a strong rotation. That's a well-defined couplet right there. And I'll show you. There's your rotation right there. So folks, Waller to Monaville, right in between you, that's where Doppler radar is indicating a strong rotation. Therefore, a tornado warning has been issued for Waller County. This also includes a little piece of western Harris County. There's FM 2920 where it meets with 290 right there in Waller. So that's where the storm is located. This is in effect until 6 o'clock. Again, radar indicated. Radar can look inside the storm. We can see which way the raindrops are moving. We know then where rotation is, and that's where the rotation is right there. FM 362, it's just about to cross over FM 362 in Waller County. That's just south of 290. So to set your bearings, there's 290, there's Hempstead, there's Waller, there's Chapel Hill, and that's where our rotation has been noted by Doppler radar, and you can see kind of hooking around there. So this is a very well-defined couplet. We call this a couplet when you have very strong red colors, hot colors coming together with the cool colors. It indicates we've got rotation, and radar indicated tornado warning now issued in effect until 6 o'clock. So it's in effect for about the next 10 minutes. This is all racing east at about 50 miles an hour. So what I'll do is zoom out. So not only are we getting this tornado signature right along the leading edge of that line, but this line, it extends all the way from Sealy up to north of Hempstead. All along the leading edge of that line, we're getting wind gusts indicated by radar of 50, 60, 70, 75 miles an hour. And that is racing to the east at about 50 miles an hour. So Cypress, Pinehurst, everybody 99 connector at 290, you need to go ahead and take cover now. This is going to be knocking on your doorstep here in just a couple of minutes. Interior room away from windows on the first floor, an interior hallway, an interior bathroom on the first floor, an interior closet on the first floor is the safest place to put you and your family. You've just got more of the framework of the house around you. It keeps you safer in case a tree comes down or glass is broken by flying debris. Let me put a fresh storm track on this. What I'll do is I'll clear that, and let's update the storm track. So again, the whole line itself racing to the east at about 50 miles an hour. We'll cue in right on that. This one has a good chance of holding together. It's very well organized. So based on its forward speed, if all this holds together and continues to race east, this is going to reach Brookshire 554 here in just about 5 minutes. Katy by 6:02. So in about 10 minutes, Katy, it's going to be knocking right on your door. It's getting very close right now. You can see how close it is to Brookshire right now. There's Brookshire, so it's just knocking on the door of Brookshire. We get into Cypress by 6:04. So there's Cypress. There's the leading edge of the line. Again, all racing east at 50. So even here in the heart of the Houston area, this looks like this is going to put the potential for very strong winds in here. And so Chris Ramirez, we've been tracking this all afternoon. It was about 2 hours ago that the Weather Service issued a tornado watch for our area. And indeed, those conditions have come together, and we've got this active tornado warning right there in Waller County. How are we doing, Chris? Okay, we'll get to Chris in just a moment. Again, there's the active rotation just south of 290. That's where Doppler radar indicates rotation. This is about to enter western Harris County. Again, there's the 99 connector. There's 290 in western northwest Harris County. There's the Cypress area. So folks in Cypress, this is heading in your direction, racing east at 50. If it holds together, and it looks likely it will, this is going to reach your neighborhoods in Cypress by 6:04. And Chris Ramirez, that is real, and Kim Castro, that is just here in the next few minutes.
David, you've been talking about how quickly these storms are moving, and yeah, we've got team coverage with you, myself, and meteorologist Chris Ramirez. So if we could take the weather computer too, And I'll show you what I'm looking at here on radar. So we're watching the big swath of storms, David, that big hook echo that you've been talking about, the bowing of it too. And that's what's going to be impacting all of us here over the next 30 to 45 minutes. But yes, a brand new tornado warning, and looking inside of it, this bright signature. So north of Waller, all the way just north of Clements. This entire area, by the way, has 80-mile-an-hour winds, and the particular couplet that we're focused on, which is why we've got a tornado warning, that could have rotating winds reaching the ground. So impacts all along 290, David, like you were talking about. So from Hempstead to Cypress, travel is going to be very dangerous in communities just to the south of there, like Monteville. Those are the spots that are under a tornado warning until 6 o'clock. So at least for the next 8 minutes. Will this get reissued? By the looks of it, it certainly could, because not only do we have this tornadic rotation, if we look at what we call the correlation coefficient, the debris signature, it's active. This shows that there is some particulate matter that's being picked up on radar that's flagging the potential of flying debris. So this is from Waller to FM 2920 down into Hockley, Mallard Crossing Drive, seeing the signature too. FM 362 road that also has the potential of some debris being lifted and thrown, which is why we advise, if you're anywhere in the vicinity, like David was saying, go to an interior space, get as many walls around you. That's how you protect yourself from the potential of this very damaging wind, along with the potential flying debris. Go to a bathroom, go to a closet, so that if you do get that damage, there's multiple walls, multiple layers that are protecting you. The warning for now lasts until 6 o'clock. However, this storm is racing around 50 miles an hour towards the east. So the areas that could be impacted by at least straight line wind, if not the potential of a tornado, include Cypress, Katy, Jersey Village, and Attucks. So what time? Cypress by 6:07. So here in just the next few minutes, Katy 6:09, Jersey Village 6:20, and then if it holds through Attucks, which it will, at least with some strong wind, by 6:21. Here's the big picture. The entire bow, this straight line wind swath with the heavy rain, with the potential of hail too, will continue its track towards the southeast. So downtown Houston, your impacts are coming, and they're coming within the next 30 minutes or so. Before then, passing through spring right around 6:16. Once it passes through downtown, it'll continue to push towards Atascocita. 6:37 for you. Brookside Village, 6:47, and then pushing towards Liberty, at least the tail end of this, by 7 o'clock, with that area already being hit with a lot of rain and hail. This is the signature of hail right now. We've been seeing hail over the last 2 hours, but right now we're seeing some bright spots along 290. So for Brenham, pushing into the Cypress area, you could see some large hail. North of Liberty, so northernmost portion of the county, pushing towards the northeast, and away from us, another big time hail signature. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of severe weather components that we're looking out for, so we do have team coverage. Meteorologist Chris Ramirez keeping a very close eye on radar, as well as we're tracking this active tornado warning and this active severe evening that's going to last us at least for the next couple of hours. Chris, what are you seeing? Lots of warnings to watch.
Yes, Kim, of course, we can't forget about what's going on northeast of Houston. There is another severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect just to the northeast of Cleveland. This does include portions of Hardin and Tyler County. That's outside of our coverage area. But just to kind of give you an idea that as these storms move southward, they are strengthening in intensity as we go into the next few hours. But we're still continuing to track that tornado warned storm that does include portions of Harris and Waller counties, as we could see an 1.5 inch wide hail, as well as radar indicated tornadic signature that we're currently tracking. And we're seeing some impressive wind speeds with this storm as it continues its track towards our east. So folks that are in Cypress, if you are along Highway 290, you want to seek shelter immediately. This is not a storm till you want to be outside to watch, as this is continuing its more easterly track within the next possibly 30 to 40 minutes. This is moving at 60 miles an hour as it's moving along 290. So So a very fast moving storm with these tremendously fast wind speeds as we go into the next possible at least 30 minutes to an hour. As we look at our velocity signatures, we are still seeing that rotation with this storm, but we are also dealing with these damaging wind gusts that is now about to move into portions of northwestern Harris County. I think that's a little bit too dramatic. I know that says 112 miles an hour, but we very well could see up to 70 to 80 miles an hour winds with this storm as it makes its way into Harris County. So very well bearing down on the Cypress area within the next possibly 10 to 15 minutes across our area. So you're also dealing with tremendous lightning. Also, that large hail threat is with this storm. So definitely be extra cautious and just really not be out on the roadways. And the highway that I'm really focusing on is Highway 290. Do not go north towards Austin at the current moment, as this storm is showing some damaging wind gusts as well as some possible rotation with this storm. As Kim was mentioning, we were dealing with that correlation coefficient. That's the signature that we use to see debris. There was a little bit of a sign there that's indicating that there is a tornado, but of course it's really not confirmed at the current moment right now, at least from the National Weather Service, but very well seeing rotation on radar as that severe storm is racing off towards the Cypress area. It looks like this is new. They are now extending this tornado warning. That does include Cypress and portions of Jersey Village. A new tornado warning now issued for portions of Harris County. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to David Paul for more on this storm.
Yeah, it's interesting, Chris. We were wondering if they were going to reset that tornado warning, and they absolutely did. The information coming in on Doppler radar shows a significant rotation. This is for the Cypress area, northwest Harris County, new tornado warning. I'm going to give you a complete reset. Let's walk through everything that's happening right now. Active severe storms pushing across north and western portions of our viewing area, with a tornado warning now in effect for north and west Harris County. You can see that line of thunderstorms pushing in from the left-hand side of your screen, racing now into northwest Harris County, and that's where a tornado warning is issued for the Cypress area right now. Tremendous amount of cloud to ground lightning. There's your tornado warning in effect until 6:30, so that is now posted for the next half hour. In particular for northwest Harris County, you can also expect 3/4 inch hail out of that. We'll take a look at our hail detector here in just a moment, but again, active tornado warning for a thunderstorm racing in northwest Harris County. This is the Doppler part of Doppler radar. Notice where the very hot red colors and the cool colors are coming together. That's where our rotation detector is showing the possibility of an active tornado. And what you're looking at here is a product that helps us identify if we have large hail. And indeed, we have the possibility, the very likelihood that we have large hail coming out of this storm as well. Where is the hail? Just exiting Waller County, just through Waller right now, and pushing right toward the Cypress area. So anything you can get up under cover quickly before the storm reaches you, you should try to do that. Again, let's dig in and take a closer look at where the storm is located. First, I'll update the track. Again, this is just moving into the Cypress area now. It will reach Katy here in just the next few minutes. That's the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms. Cinco Ranch by 6:08, Mission Bend by 6:17, Spring by 6:25, and downtown by 6:31. Yes, it is now 6 o'clock in the evening, and we've got team coverage going with weather, active weather pushing into north and west Harris County right now. Kim Castro and Chris Ramirez joining me as an active tornado warning is in effect for northwest Harris County. This is in effect for at least the next 30 minutes. It is moving into the heart of the Cypress area right now, and that's why we broke it into programming to track this and keep you safe. And if you are in the path of this storm, you're going to want to go to the first home interior room, like an interior hallway or a closet or interior bathroom, away from the exterior walls of your home. That's the safest place to be. You have more frame of the house around you, so if a tree does come down, a large branch does come down, you're more protected. It's just a better way to keep you and your family safer. Let me zoom in closer here. So here's what we're looking at. There's the rotation, and I'll update right there. That's our rotation. West Road, just north of Freeman Road in far west Harris County. It is just south of 290, moving east at about 50 miles an hour. This storm is really racing. And so this will be pushing toward Greenhouse Road, West Little York, and Clay Road. It's entering our northwest neighborhoods here very, very shortly. There's the storm itself. I'm going to move that storm track just out of the way for a moment. That's the rotation that Doppler radar indicates, and that's the type of rotation that can produce a tornado. So again, just in northwest Harris County, you can see Fry Road, Greenhouse Road, Barker Cypress Road, all just south of 290. That's where that rotation is, and that's where this tornado is moving through and headed right now. If you are in the path of this storm, northwest Harris County, 290 south, Greenhouse Road, Barker Cypress Road, Fry Road, take cover now. Interior room of your home, away from windows on the first floor. You want to get away from as much window and glass as you can. That's the flying debris that can cause serious injury during a tornado. Zoom out so you can get a bigger picture. There's the system just crossing into over the 99 connector, just south of 290, north of I-10. And what I'll do is update our storm track. So there's the leading edge. So as this races east, this is going to reach the Katy area here just right about now. Just the southern edge of that line is reaching Katy right now. Cinco Ranch by 610, Spring Valley by 624. Folks in Spring Valley, this is heading right toward your neighborhoods. You've got about 20 minutes to get loose items in and get hunkered down on the first floor interior room of your home, away from windows. That's the safest place to be during a tornado. Spring, the leading edge of the line, reaches you by 626. This will reach downtown by 633 as the storm itself, again, is racing to the southeast at about 50 miles an hour. There's the tornadic part of it. That's the path the tornadic thunderstorm is on. So again, Spring Valley, it's about 20 minutes away from your neighborhoods. Let's take a look outside. Let's go to TransStar. Of course, we've got cameras up and down 290 and out west on I-10. And the sky has just darkened tremendously in the Cypress area. Again, the storm just now passing over the 99 connector just south of 290, Fry Road, Greenhouse Road, just south of 290, northwest Harris County. Active tornado warning in effect and an active circulation showing on radar. So we have confidence that this is, if not producing a funnel cloud, producing an active tornado. And you want to take cover in northwest Harris County right now. Greenhouse Road, Fry Road. And again, this is what it looks right now. Look at the lightning and thunder and look how dark it's gotten. Again, this is 290 out at Mushkey. So we're just to the east of the leading edge of those storms right now. Those storms are heading toward the camera view you're looking at. And it's a dangerous situation. We don't often get signatures like this quite as strong as this one is showing up on radar, so there's quite a bit of confidence that we have at a minimum significant damaging winds and possibly a damaging tornado just crossing over the 99 connector just south of 290. Now this is our camera on 290, the Northwest Freeway. We're looking to the northwest, we're at Muskey Road, and you're looking at the line of storms that is racing toward your camera view. So the leading edge of this circulation is racing east. It is now right over the top of the 99 connector, just south of 290. So this is going to be entering the Greenhouse Road area and Freeman Road, all neighborhoods in the Memorial Villages south of 290, north of I-10. You're going to want to take cover now. This is moving into the Copperfield area. Copperfield neighborhood, if you can hear me and the sound of my voice, you're going to want to take cover. First floor of your home, interior room, closet, bathroom, away from windows. Get as much frame of the house and structure around you as you can. This is moving into the Copperfield neighborhoods right now. You can see on the radar, Clay Road, Greenhouse Road. You see it's just to the west of Highway 6 right now. So again, Highway 6, here's Highway 6 right here. There's Barker Cypress. There's Greenhouse. And you can see the leading edge of that rotation is now just about to move right into the heart of the Copperfield area, Highway 6 south of 290. That is where all of this is headed. We'll reset here for you. So again, Doppler radar is showing rotation inside the storm. That is where these hot colors and these cool colors are coming together. Just south of 290, just to the west of Highway 6, that's moving into the heart of the Copperfield area. So you see Barker Cypress Road, Fry Road, North Eldridge Parkway, Clay Road, Highway 6, along and south of 290. If you can hear me, take cover now. Interior room of your home, on the first floor of your home or business, away from windows, inside a bathroom, inside an interior closet. You're going to hear me repeat this over and over and over again. That's okay. This is where you keep you and your family as safe as possible until this severe storm passes through. And again, you can see on the radar, we've got this rotation right now centered over Fry Road, just south of 290, Barker Cypress Road, just south of 290, moving right into the heart of the Copperfield area right now. The storm is racing east at 50 miles an hour. That's the path the storm is on. So if this holds together, this is going to pass through the Jersey Village area in about 10 minutes. That means Jersey Village, Fairbanks, folks in Woodwind Lakes, that would be reaching the northwest side of 290, of Beltway 8, northwest side of Beltway 8 where it meets 290. All neighborhoods there need to be beginning to think about taking cover from this storm as it approaches. This is the Katy area where blinding rain is now entering the Katy area. The rotation is just north of you, Katy, but the line that's producing these straight line winds in excess of 50, 60, 70 miles an hour indicated by radar is passing through Katy right now. It's blinding rain, slowing down traffic. Just take cover and let that blow through and just give it some time to move through. It's not safe to be outside on the west and northwest side of Harris County. What I'll do is update the storm track on this. You can clearly see where this kink in the line is located. See the kink right over Cypress, Copperfield, just south of 290. That's right near Highway 6. We'll zoom in. There's Highway 6. So this is coming right through the heart of the Copperfield area, moving east at about 50. I'm going to update the storm track on this. Update the speed to 50. And so here's our storm track. This reaches Satsuma by 6:13, Jersey Village by 6:16, reaches Fairbanks. You look at Satsuma there again. Fairbanks by 6:20, Roseland by 6:23, Aldine by 6:29, Hawthorne Place by 6:31. And again, that area I've circled, you see the rotation. That is a well-defined couplet. That's what we call when radar indicates circulation inside a thunderstorm that could cause a tornado. So right now that's indicating a very strong couplet. It's likely we have at a minimum a funnel cloud there, if not an active tornado moving just south of 290, moving east-southeast at about 50 miles an hour. And I know Kim and Chris are monitoring this as well. Let me know when they're ready for an update. Okay, Kim Castro. So we saw the Weather Service issue a tornado watch about 3 hours ago.
Right.
Looking at what the parameters are that could cause a tornado, we know we got that upper level low that can give a little spin to the atmosphere, and that is exactly what we are seeing.
We were talking about all the different elements, that surface front, the upper level low, and we noticed the inevitable, which was how hot and humid and how unstable the air has been. And yeah, that's why that tornado watch got issued and why we've got an active tornado warning now. This is the big picture. We're all gonna see impacts. This is a bow echo signature that's about to race into the heart of Houston. So the loop in the Beltway, you're gonna be impacted here very shortly. Talking about this active tornado warning that lasts us another 20 minutes, right now passing through the Cypress area, heading into Jersey Village. Radar indicated rotation and radar indicated hail too. Ping pong to golf ball sized hail. So this is going to be some large hail. I'll show you the signatures here in a moment. But right now, looking at the reflectivity, whether or not you're right in the heart of this rotation, this swath of bright turquoise and the bright red, that shows the wind that's in opposition of each other, which would be the rotation, but also just how impactful it is. So 70 to 80 mile an hour wind speeds, think about that. That could very well pick up a chair and hurl it at you if you're outside as this is passing through, which is why we're telling you to go inside, preferably to an interior space, because if this is tornadic and reaching the ground, that could very well get into your neighborhood. So yeah, tracking the spin of this couplet right now, and also tracking its very fast movement. So over the last, I'd say 30 minutes or so, it's picked up its speed. It was moving at 45 miles an hour and then 50. And then David, most recently, it's been moving at 60 miles an hour straight east. And so it is really coming at you fast, which is why if you're in any of these neighborhoods, Spring, the big airport, did you have any relatives that were planning to fly today? Everybody's got to be watching this storm and the storm motion really carefully.
That's exactly right, Kim. So Jersey Village, take cover now. Fairbanks, take cover now. That's the northwest corner of the Beltway right there. There's 290. Jersey Village, Fairbanks, that's Veterans Memorial. Everybody along Veterans Memorial need to take cover now as well. That's our active tornado warning right there in Harris County. It's in effect till 6:30. It may be extended. That may push past the Beltway and even in to the immediate inside the Beltway here if that holds together. And again, I'm going to reset. We're going to update it. Yeah, that's a real good looking couplet right there. You're looking at Sherman. She's in Weather Tracker. She's on I-45 heading up towards Spring. She's got blinding rain up there. There's your couplet. That's where we have rotation indicated by radar. Right over 290 now. 290 and Highway 6. Right there. Take cover, interior room of your home, away from windows, first floor. Jersey Village, it's knocking on the door. You need to take cover now. Everybody on the northwest side, West Road, Antoine, Fairbanks, North Houston, West Little York, near Jersey Village. Take cover now. Get in your home, interior room, in a closet, in a bathroom. There's the rotation. And I'll go ahead and update the storm track on that. Again, this is racing southeast now at about 60 miles an hour. I need to update the storm speed. So there's your folks in the path of this storm. This is going to, okay, that's 290 at Spring Cypress, and you can see the rain just blinding. You do not want to be out in that. Yeah, and what you may be able to hear that they're issuing a new tornado warning for the heart of Harris County. It includes the Houston area now. That's where this storm is headed. Storms in Jersey Village now. Reaches Fairbanks at 6:17, Highland Heights at 6:23, Hawthorne Place by 6:26, Dryersdale by 6:23, Galena Park by 6:37. And there's your active tornado warning. That's where the winds are rotating. You see the hot and cold colors on Doppler radar. That's where we have this potential rotation. Not only that, but large hail racing southeast at about 60 miles an hour now. It's just entering Jersey Village. There's the Beltway. That's Beltway 8, 290 is right here. So right where 290 and the Beltway come together, that's where that rotation is right now. It's moving basically right down 290. We'll zoom out so you can get a better view. There it is. And this might make it a little easier to see. We'll put the radar back up. Let me turn the lightning off. And you can see we have an active tornado warning now. This is in effect till 6:30. That's the storm. Copperfield, Cypress area, 290. There's Beltway 8 just entering the Jersey Village area now. But now see the red box? That includes the immediate Houston area. So all neighborhoods coming in 290 all the way into the 610 loop and into downtown, you're included in that tornado warning. This is racing southeast at 60 miles an hour. So this is going to be on you very quickly. Anywhere inside the Beltway, 290 to the 610 loop. All neighborhoods in here, all the way into downtown. You need to take cover now. This is the Memorial area, the Memorial Villages. This is Jersey Village, all the way into the Houston Heights to downtown Houston. That's where that storm is headed, basically right down 290. So this is going to be into downtown here in the next very few minutes, and I'll update a storm track on this so you can get a little better view of the timing. Interior room of your home away from windows is where you want to be. That's the safest place. Let me update that right on the leading edge. So here's the latest timing on this. This reaches Attucks by 6:20, Spring Valley by 6:28. Again, that's our rotation. There it is, racing southeast. There's 290. That's the Beltway right there, Beltway 8. That's the 610 loop. This is racing in right towards Spring Valley. Reaches you by 6:28. Hunters Creek by 6:30. And downtown Houston by 6:37. Kim, this storm not only has stayed intense, but it seems to be accelerating, now moving southeast at about 60 miles an hour.
David, this is about as strong of a storm as I've seen, and it's headed straight for the city center. The wind with this storm is dangerous. I mean, we're looking at signatures at 50, 60, even 100 miles an hour when you look at those deeper blues. And I actually had this right over the blue, but it's moving so fast that it just picks up on the residual wind behind it. But look at this hail signature too. So the storm tracking rotation, wind, and hail. North of Cypress, baseball sized hail right in the center of it, at least golf ball size, with this storm that's in motion and again tracking fast towards the east at 60 miles an hour. An active tornado warning now extended through 6:45, and this includes downtown Houston. Here's the big picture of the bowed out echo that's perpetuated several tornado warnings, now one for the loop in the Beltway. Heights area is going to be impacted here shortly. Roslyn seeing the brunt of this storm here in the next couple of minutes. Right now passing through Jersey Village. So putting a storm track on the strength of the center of the storm. It's going into downtown here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Passing through Sugar Land at 6:26. Missouri City 6:28. Hobby Airport 6:33. So all of Harris County about to be impacted by this major storm, producing 80 to 100, even 115 mile an hour winds, as we've been tracking on velocity. Large amounts of rain and hail, not to mention this couplet that is spinning. In the Cypress area, you can see there's a couplet right there that's spinning, and this is behind the main impacts that's already passed through here. In fact, it's hard to keep up with this storm. It's moving very fast, 60 miles an hour, and over the last hour loop, you'll notice how it's maintained its rotation, it's maintained its size, and it's just increased in speed, which means there's very little time for you to get to that safe space, which is an interior room. It means, sorry, what was that from the producer? Okay, we've got team coverage here with our meteorologist, Chris Ramirez. He's also keeping a close eye on the storm. Chris, it's just been intensifying over the last hour. Stronger wind, more hail, more damage potential.
Yes, and now the National Weather Service is saying that we could see 80 mile an hour winds with this storm as it makes its way through the Houston area. So just keep in mind that it's not going to take much, maybe 70 to 80, to cause some destruction and some widespread damage as we go into the next several hours. But to kind of look at what that rotation is looking at right now, we're seeing this wind now, this damaging winds now approaching Jersey Village, even Spring Valley, where you're seeing those blue colors. That is when we're seeing that 70 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour winds, and this is headed towards the center of Houston inside the Beltway. So it's something to keep in mind that if you anywhere in Houston, not really a good idea to be out on the roadways. You want to seek shelter from this storm as we go into the next 30 minutes to an hour. And of course, we're still tracking the potential for this tornado warning that's now still in effect. That does include downtown Houston, as we very well could see some damaging winds as well as some large hail with that storm. So as that that continues to track off towards the southeast. That's moving at around 60 miles an hour. So this is a very fast moving storm as we go into the next hour or so. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we're looking at in terms of wind speeds right now. This is looking at the West Beltway near I-10. This is near Memorial City, south of Jersey Village. We're seeing close to possible, close to 80 to 90 mile an hour winds with this as it makes its way into our northeastern area. So if you are in northwest Houston, even around near Antoine, Highland Heights, Hawthorne Place, even portions of the Heights, you're now going to start seeing these damaging winds make their way into the center of town, going into the next possibly 10 to 15 minutes. So wherever you see the blue colors, that is the damaging wind speeds, and they are moving into Houston at the current moment, but we are still tracking at the potential for this tornado that could be possible with this storm as it's continuing its southward motion. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Chief Meteorologist David Paul for more information.
Well, and just looking at what you're showing, Chris, you know, if this is not producing a tornado, it is most certainly producing damaging straight line winds that can do damage like a weak tornado. Winds of 70 to 80 miles an hour. You're talking about EF0, EF1 winds. And so this is very strong and a very damaging storm system, irregardless of whether or not it actually ends up producing a tornado. What you're looking at is the Doppler part of Doppler radar. These blue colors are racing toward the radar site in League City. And that bright blue indicates winds in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. That's raced through Copperfield, now racing through Jersey Village, now pushing right into the Memorial Villages right in here. So you've got Bingle and Voss, and that's I-10 right there. That's going to push into the Memorial area south of I-10 as well. It's moving in right now. You can expect wind damage here. And so that's why we're saying, tornado or not, that type of wind, interior room of your home, first floor, away from windows, away from the exterior walls, in an interior bathroom, in an interior closet, in an interior hallway. That's the place to be to stay as safe as you can. This is racing southeast at about 60 miles an hour. It is just a leading edge. Look at this, is just reaching the 610 loop at I-10. So that's going to race into the Houston Heights, Memorial Park, downtown Houston, right through the Montrose area very quickly. Let me update the radar. What we'll do is we'll stop this and let's just zoom in real tight. So there's the leading edge of the straight line winds. That's 290 at Mangum you're looking at, by the way. That is blinding rain. It looks like traffic, if it's moving very, very slowly. Leading edge of the strongest winds right here. So it reaches Lamar Terrace by 626, Houston downtown by 628. It's just about there into downtown Houston. So we're looking at 290 in the West Loop. That's the video you have there. Blinding rain, wind, lightning, and thunder. Not safe to be out. Strong winds now reaching Spring Valley, Hunters Creek. Just about to reach, just now reaching the 610 loop at 290 and I-10. So there's the northwest side of the 610 loop. There's 290. There's I-10, and you see Spring Valley and Hunters Creek already in on those very strong winds. The leading edge of those winds have now moved inside the 610 loop, coming right down I-10, right through Memorial Park right now. There's Shepherd Drive. So folks in the Heights, folks in the Montrose, folks in downtown, take cover now. This is just moments away. What now appears to be straight line winds that may gust, yeah, and that's a view outside the Channel 11 studios right now. That's Westheimer at Chimney Rock. And that is going to do some damage. That's going to knock down some tree limbs. Though you're looking at winds outside right now, 60 to 70 miles an hour as the leading edge of that gust front blows through. So that video is what this display looks like in real life. The display looks like this. And you see the winds outside just bending the trees. Winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Again, racing east. There's I-10, 610 loop, the northwest side of the 610 loop. There's 290. So again, the heart of the Houston Heights. There's Shepherd. Montrose, that's racing toward you as well. Downtown, midtown, uptown, all you guys are going to get hit by these straight line winds, and they are just howling outside. That live picture you're looking at is just outside the Channel 11 studios. We're here on Westheimer at Chimney Rock. You do not want to be out in that right now. Very strong winds whipping the trees, and the rain is just blinding rain right now. So right along the leading edge of that line of storms, that's the type of wind. So again, there's a 610 loop. So that picture you're looking at, we're just right there, just south here. I'll move it. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And Kim Castro, you know, it looks like this may be morphing into now a straight line wind threat. You know, that's what this is looking like. I'm not seeing a nearly as tight a couplet, but now it looks like this is the type, and clearly what we're seeing on the pictures outside, we're talking about straight line winds just roaring through the heart of the Houston area. So the Memorial area, Memorial Park, the Heights, Montrose, downtown, midtown, uptown, that's all racing east. So Ito, this is going to come right through downtown. You guys on the east side, you're going to get hit by this. And Kim Castro, it now looks clear, more clear from what we're seeing on the pictures and now the radar signature, that this, at least for the moment, looks like a very serious straight line wind threat.
That's exactly what it looks like outside, David. I just peeked out the window, and the rain and the force that it's being pushed at, it looks like truly a river of water, but it's a river of rain being propelled by the wind. I'm hearing the sirens going. We lost power about 2 minutes ago. The power flashed off and then back on. Yeah, these storms are very, very strong. I lost my monitor there, so I'm going to check this way. But look at Brookhaven. You're going to be impacted here in the next 10 minutes. These storms, the heart of them, are very, very strong with the wind and the potential for hail too. Brookhaven, it's headed towards you, 637. Hobby Airport, 642. The wind outside, just looking at it, makes you want to take action, and an active tornado warning means go ahead and get to the center of your home in an interior space. I'm talking about a bathroom or a closet when you have multiple walls protecting you from these wind impacts. David, look at the strength of that camera shot right there. That is right outside the KHOU studios. I walk into work looking at those trees every single day. I've never seen them in the vertical like that. 70, 80, 90 to 100 miles an hour of wind with the straight line that's passing through the area, and the potential for rotation with these storms too. Look at it. Instead of, you know, standing at the horizontal, they're at, rather than being at the vertical, they're at the horizontal rather. Look at those trees, how they're being pushed by the strength of the wind. 80 to 100 mile an hour winds, that's the impact that they produce. The doors that are typically closed flung open, and look at the density of that rain. That tells you the amount of rain that's coming down, the amount of force that's propelling that rain to move sideways, the flashes of lightning, the loss of the power, the intensity of these storms is something that is very dangerous for us to be in right now. So be very, very careful. A lot of cars out on the road. Go to a safe space. Go to a parking structure. Do not be out on the roads. If you have a live broadcast somewhere on your phone, make sure you park your car and seek shelter. Look at that. It looks like a bucket of water is being dumped down. It looks like a sauna, actually. And that's the rain and the force of the wind pushing those trees into the horizontal. David, these storms, wow, we do not see them like this very often, especially not at the heart of the city where we're seeing them right now.
Just amazing. Okay, just to set your bearings at home, it's the bottom of the hour. We're 6:30. We're in continuing team coverage with severe weather rolling across the heart of the Houston area. We have winds, straight line winds blowing through the heart of downtown right now. 60, 70, 80, 90, approaching 100 miles an hour in some spots, and this is knocking out power. We had a report of a total outages at about 160,000. I can guarantee you we are going to see that number quadruple. And I'm hearing 185. It will be you know, we're going to have hundreds of thousands without power with wind like that coming across the heart of Houston right now. This is a product called vertically integrated liquid. It indicates hail. Not only are we getting wind, but hail with this is a significant threat as it approaches the downtown Houston area. Again, all of that racing to the east at about 60 miles an hour, and that's the leading edge of the strong winds now pushing into downtown right now through Montrose, through the Memorial area, through the Westheimer area, pushing into the Houston Heights with winds gusting, we believe, radar estimated in excess of 90 to 100 miles an hour. It may not be quite that strong at the surface, but you can see what this is doing to the trees outside. As Kim explained a little bit ago, it looks like a river just being blown through the atmosphere as this straight line wind threat races across Houston right now. And yeah, so you're talking about winds that are Category 1 hurricane force. That's what we're experiencing right now with this line of thunderstorms pushing through the heart of downtown. Let me give you a closer view exactly where these storms are and where they're headed next. First of all, we'll zoom right in. Tornado warning is in effect. This is now a signature of a straight line wind event. And you can see just reaching in, pushing into downtown now. So everybody in the Houston Heights, in the Memorial area, Memorial Park, in the Montrose area, in downtown, you're getting it now. Bel Air, you guys are getting very strong winds as well. There's I-45 as it cuts through downtown, so that's where the leading edge of those winds are. So that will very quickly be pushing east. So everybody in Edo, you're going to get these winds pushing in, and they're gusting 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Wallaceville Road is here. There's I-10 heading east. There's Clinton Drive, Scott Street. You're just on the leading edge of that as we push into downtown. And again, these winds out ahead of that leading edge, racing to the east in a straight line at about 70, 80 to 90 miles an hour. And that is knocking out a big swath of power in its path. Let me clear that. We will zoom out. We'll put a storm track on this. Again, the whole mess racing east at about 60. There's the leading edge. We are racing east-southeast. Yeah, and that number, a little bit ago we had 180 without power. 180,000 was the number a little bit ago. Now we're up to 350,000 being reported without power. That number is going to go higher. We're going to have 1 million people without power by the time this is all said and done, because this is moving right through the heart of the Houston area. This leading edge right here through downtown, pushing into Edo right now, reaches Brookhaven by 6:32, Hobby Airport by 6:38, Jacinto City by 6:38, Pasadena, this reaches you by 6:43. So Pasadena, the leading edge with these winds gusting to 80 and 90, reaching you in just a few minutes by 6:43. Deer Park by 6:46, reaches Channelview by 6:47, and the Highlands by 6:53. Again, that right there, that's the leading edge of these straight line winds that have knocked out power to almost 400,000 now, and that number is continuing to grow as they race across the heart of the Houston area. Shern Min's in the weather tracker. Shern Min, that is blinding rain. How are the roads doing? Be careful out there.
Oh, everybody is going slow and steady, and as you can see from our traffic cam, if you will, from the weather tracker cam, I should say, a lot of people are driving with their flashers on, and that has been sort of the standard operating procedure, I'd guess, for the last hour or more, as we have kind of chased this storm. We've been up and down I-45 north. We started in Harris County, went north up through Montgomery, up into Walker County. We were north of Huntsville, and then we turned around and we are now headed southbound. We are probably just about south of Humble right now. And the traffic at this point, we're going maybe 30-ish miles an hour or so. And just a quick note, this is one of the many times I am very grateful I am not the one driving. Our photographer, Ivan Gibson here, has been manning the wheel and doing a fantastic job. I have to tell you, we ran through one of those, high water spots where people were very seriously. I would guess there was some hydroplaning going around, and we smashed some high water too. And in the lane right next to us, one of those traffic signs, I think they put them up for temporary road work, had blown over and was lying in the left lane, and another vehicle, a truck in front of us, had to swerve to the right and kind of clipped and bit into our lane while we were dealing with high water and, you know, spraying water. So it was a little bit of a nail biter right there, but a good reminder to everybody to drive carefully, drive very slowly, and if you don't have to be, obviously, try to avoid. A lot of folks here, I'm betting, coming back from work, not kind of anticipating this kind of weather coming through at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but
Sherman,
as you can see, it is very heavy as it comes down.
Sherman, you're on I-45. You're heading south, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go over to the Hunters Creek area. Get over to I-10, just west of the 610 loop. The Memorial Villages in there, Gessner, and Bingle, just north of I-10. I bet you're going to see a lot of tree and limb damage there. That's where the heart of these winds came through. If you could get over there and give us a report in a little bit, I would appreciate that. Be very safe on the roads out there. They've just extended the tornado warning, so we've added a new batch to it, which includes southeast Harris County now. Let me give you an update on that. This is in effect until 7 o'clock. Southeast Harris County includes a little bit of northern Brazoria and northern Galveston County. That again will be in effect now until 7 o'clock. This includes the Pasadena area. This includes Genoa, so Hobby Airport area. You're included in that as well as the leading edge of this line of intense thunderstorms that could spin up a tornado with very little warning. Continues race across the area. The pictures you're looking at there, that's our Westheimer studio. This is Westheimer at Chimney Rock. The winds, believe it or not, the winds have died down a little bit, and they're still bending the trees out there. How is it looking outside the studio?
Oh my goodness, it is looking really intense. You mentioned that the winds have died down, but the power has gone off to the building, so we haven't been able to lock these doors. So crews and people have been coming and using zip ties. I don't know if you can hear the wind. You can hear it whistling. That gives you an idea of just how powerful the wind is. As you can see the wind, the rain, it's pushing those trees sideways. We had a couple people in here wondering, should I leave? Should I try to make it home? No, you should definitely stay put. But thankfully, so far the winds have died down, but they are still very much intense. Again, drawing your attention to the doors with the zip ties. They've had to put multiple zip ties on that door because one zip tie has not been able to hold it. All of these doors have been popping open and open and open, and so we're just waiting it out with the rest of you, but very intense. And you can hear that whistling. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to be quiet for just a second to see if you can hear it. It just went away, but there's a whistling noise, powerful wind and powerful rain. So definitely something to be aware of, and you definitely do not want to be outside in this. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you for the report. Stay inside. We can hear it, by the way. We absolutely can hear the howling out there as the winds whip through our Westheimer studio. That's the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms with these straight line winds right there that have been gusting 60, 70, 80, up to 90 miles an hour. We've knocked out power we're up to about 400,000 at last check. I think that's going to go higher. Almost 500,000 now. I'm just getting the update from my producer. Thank you. So we're reached about 500,000 now across the Houston area without power. I expect that number to go higher. You can see the storm racing across the Houston area. We're going to zoom in. So that's the leading edge of the wind. This is just about to reach, just hitting Galena Park now, just hitting Park Place now. That's the east side of the 610 loop right there. There's I-10, Oates Prairie, the leading edge of that strong damaging wind reaches your neighborhood right now. Beaumont Place, it's not far. In Beaumont Place, take cover right now. Winds are going to gust 60, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour possible through Beaumont Place. Again, there's the east side of the 610 loop, Park Place, Galena Park. There's Pasadena. Those strong winds are just moments away from reaching your neighborhood in Pasadena. Channel view, again, racing down I-10. You're looking at weather tracker from downtown Houston right now where the wind and rain is just howling. So that's the leading edge. That's the leading edge of these damaging winds right there. Hobby Airport to Park Place to Galena Park to Oates Prairie to Beaumont Place. There's Highway 90. That's the northeast side of the Beltway. So out here in the Greens Bayou watershed, West Mount Houston Road, you're going to want to take cover for winds that could gust 80 to 90 as that races through. There's Wallaceville Road. That line of storms reaching right for you. And again, this is a great example of why you just do not want to go out on this. Do not go out on the roads right now. Stay home. Look at the water, just like a waterfall, spilling off one of the overpasses here in the Houston area. The rain is just blinding and the wind is ferocious and damaging. We do have an active tornado warning for Southeast Texas, for Southeast Harris County. Includes Hobby Airport, Pasadena area, Channelview, Oates Prairie, Beaumont Place. The radar signature, that suggests it's straight line wind damage. But on these very powerful straight lines with the wind howling at 80 to 90, you can get these little tornadoes that spin up right on the leading edge. They come and go very quickly, and that's where you can get focused damage, like significant roof damage or fence damage, and that can blow and knock out a window. And that's why we're urging everyone to take cover in interior room of your home, away from exterior walls, away from exterior windows. That's the safest place to be. Again, that's our Westheimer studio where the wind just continues. It just will not let up. We've got 500,000 without power. Look, if you're in Channelview right now, if you're in Pasadena right now, expect the power to go out. If it doesn't go out, you'll be lucky. Kim Castro, this looks like, although we have an active tornado warning, straight line winds, this is going to cause significant damage. Already 500,000 plus without power.
Yeah, you could see how defined that line is on radar, showing us how these storms are bowing out and pushing that wind from downtown Houston into San Jacinto now. 80 to 90 mile an hour winds. About 5 minutes ago when I was looking at this, we had one detection of 115 mile an hour winds. So when we talk about hurricane force impacts, not just category 1, but category 2 when it comes to this kind of wind that we're seeing picking up on radar right now. So yes, an active tornado warning now through 7 o'clock, and it's been pushed from downtown Houston closer to League City. So this storm is holding its strength. It's barreling through with a lot of force, mainly from the wind, but some torrential downpours that are going to cause major issues for anybody that wanted to travel today. We are advising that you please stay inside as these storms roll through. So the first tornado warning here for downtown Houston, Harris County, the Loop and the Beltway, that's set to expire here in a couple minutes because the storm is moving so fast and racing closer towards the bay. Here's our signatures of rotation. So the rotation with this first batch of storms now a little bit further north towards Jersey Village. Now the second one showing a little spin in the atmosphere just south of Galena Park. So this is why, even though we're seeing major straight line wind impacts, like David was talking about, we could see one of these couplets form from the straight line wind as it passes from downtown Houston closer to Hobby Airport towards Deer Park and continuing to push towards the bay. So Baytown is going to get hit here in a couple of minutes. It's seeing the filling in of the rain right now. So light to moderate, then it'll get hit with rounds of heavy rain. Then eventually it's going to get hit by this bow echo, straight line winds, 80, 90, even 100 miles an hour. So I put a storm track on the brunt of the storm. So the heaviest wind impact, the core of the system, here's the timeline, 6:45, so happening now, Hobby Airport, Berkside Village a few minutes after that, and then racing 60 miles an hour towards the southeast, Baytown, 6:53. It's time to go inside. It's time to warn any family members that were here, any boaters that typically reside in Kemah, for example. Get to an inside structure. You do not want to be in any mobile location at this moment in time, especially with the force of the wind. I can hear that rain, not just coming down, but how it's getting swept up. Here's a live look right outside the KHOU studios. This is our Westheimer camera looking out at the Galleria. You can't see anything We're talking about blinding rain, so much moisture in the atmosphere, and all of that rain being pushed out by the force of the straight line winds, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Here's a look all across southeast Texas. It looks like our Hotel Zaza camera is down. I'm not surprised. We're going to see a lot of power outages like David was talking about, and more mounting as the line of storms continues to pass through the area. Galveston Island in the calm right now before this starts to race closer and closer to you. You look at the shot of the botanical gardens and you look at the impacts from the trees shaking around. But David, and is that a little hail that I'm seeing too? Yep, I'm seeing some bouncing from the hail in the camera shot right there.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the hail track here in just a second, but that is exactly one of the many threats with this. The straight line wind damage is the biggest threat. We got 500,000 without power. That's the storm cell that came all the way out of central Texas and is now just racing through the heart of Houston and southeast Texas. We've got winds in the straight line format gusting to 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. Again, that's Cat 1 approaching Cat 2 wind speeds. I'm talking about hurricane force. And that can certainly happen with a line of thunderstorm like that. Now, what you're looking at in the picture off to my left is we've got these huge metal transmission towers. They have come down. This is from Vera, my Houston family. Please be safe. This is from the Cypress area. So we have some of the heavy, big aluminum transmission lines that have come down in northwest Harris County in the Cypress area. I can tell you when that happens, you are going to be without power up there in the Cypress area for a very long time. This could go on for many, many days before they get that restored when one of the main transmission lines goes down. That'll be a story that we keep up with, but that's how strong these winds are. So let me show you where these winds are headed. First of all, that is an active tornado warning for southeast Harris County. Yes, Baytown. That includes you as that storm is racing toward Baytown on Mont Belvieu and League City and the north side of the bay. You need to take cover now. Interior room of your home, away from windows, surface, lowest floor of your home or business. You want to just get as much structure around you, around the home or business as you can, and away from the walls and windows. So if a tree does come down, you have more of the home to protect you from that falling debris. This is the Doppler part of Doppler radar. What we can see here are the winds. That's the leading edge of that wind damage. It's racing. Now it's reached the east side of the Beltway 8 at Highway 225. Okay, I'm seeing damage. Where are we? This is downtown. Lamar and Travis downtown. We've got debris on the roadway. Something has fallen in the winds that have blown to downtown. Again, that's a live picture from our weather tracker at Lamar and Travis. Here's the leading edge of those damaging winds. Reaching Channel View now, pushed into Pasadena now, Red Bluff Road outside of the Beltway 8. That's where the leading edge is. Cody, Bayway Drive, Baytown, LaPorte, Shore Acres. Again, Cody, Baytown, LaPorte, Shore Acres. That's the leading edge of those damaging winds. You want to take cover now. Not only is this a straight line wind threat, winds gusting 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, but along the leading edge of a line of storms and wind like that, you can get little tornadoes that focus that energy. And that's why the tornado warning is in effect, along with this significant straight line wind threat, which is just about to reach Cody, Baytown, LaPorte, Shore Acres. You know, Mont Belvieu, you're right there. There's FM 565. So this is going to reach the north side of the bay here in just the next few minutes. Take cover now. Shore Acres, LaPorte, Baytown, Cody to Mont Belvieu. And let me zoom out. Let's get just a little bigger view so you can see your neighborhood. We'll pan down. So Friendswood, you know, that's knocking on your door. There's Dixie Farm Road. That's the leading edge of the damaging wind. Friendswood, just about to reach your neighborhood there. There's I-45. Grissom Road, where it crosses I-45. There's League City. That's going to graze you, League City. I would definitely bring in loose items quickly. You want to do it quick and then take cover until that wind passes through. It really means business. We had gusts out here in our Channel 11 studios on Westheimer at Chimney Rock. Looks like gusted to about 80 or 90. And our power's knocked out. We're on generator power running right now. A little further north, still some strong winds up here as well. So Highway 90, Barrett, very strong winds are going to graze you as well. Mont Belvieu, you're in the path of that. That's going to graze Mont Belvieu as well, with very gusty wind that again is knocking out power. We've got those major transmission lines that have been knocked over in the Cypress area. Just gives you a good idea of how strong that is. What I'm going to do is I'll pause this and we'll put a storm track on the leading edge so we can set our bearings, and let's see when this is going to reach. Let me make sure I've got the right speed. Yes. So this is moving east at 60 miles an hour. So here's the heart of the wind damage. Racing east. Move that right there. Okay, there's the leading edge. Here's our storm track. So those straight line winds, the leading edge reaches Deer Park right about now. Seabrook, 10 minutes from now, 6:59. Leading edge reaches League City by 7 o'clock. Dickinson by 7:07, San Leon by 7:10, Anahuac by 7:19. So the north and west side of Galveston Bay, you want to take cover from that, and you can see the camera shaking. That's Highway 225. That's LaPorte's Freeway at Allen Genoa. Baytown, that's what's knocking on your door. These are straight line winds of 60, 70, 80, at times estimated near 90. We already know they've been strong enough to knock transmission lines, the big towers down in the Cypress area. And so that's what's pushing through. Expect the power to be knocked out. It's blinding rain. Traffic looks like it's almost at a standstill. I see everybody with their flashers on. Again, that live picture, Highway 225 at Allen Genoa, the Baytown East Freeway. This is downtown. Where this tree came from, I'm not sure, but it was blown by the wind and now lays across the road in downtown Houston. That's Sherman Chow, our weather tracker. So debris, if you've got debris like that in downtown, that's Travis at McKinney, by the way. That's exactly where she is. Travis at McKinney downtown. There are going to be limbs and trees knocked down just all over the place as this has come through the heart of the Houston area and southeast Texas. So there's the leading edge of the wind, reaching Deer Park right now, racing east at 60. Dickinson, Seabrook, LaPorte, Baytown, Mont Belvieu, all you guys need to take cover from wind that is doing destructive damage as it races through neighborhoods. Okay, we're getting damage in from Waller County. Tell me that again. We got it. Something's... Okay. Okay. Just let me know when he's ready, okay? Okay, so the emergency manager from Waller County on the phone with us. Oh, Chris. Okay, Chris has the information. Chris, what damage report do we have from Waller County?
Yeah, of course, the Waller County Sheriff's Office is reporting of homes damaged as well as power lines down all over the county. We were definitely seeing these 80 to 90 mile an hour wind gusts still continuing across the Houston area. They're saying that there's no reports of injuries due to the weather, and they also don't know if they saw a tornado or not out in Waller County. But so we're slowly starting to get these damage reports trickling into the KHOU 11 newsroom, but we're still dealing with torrential rain across the Houston area as this continues off towards the east. It looks extremely dark outside. Just keep in mind that sunset is not really until 8:04. So if you're seeing how dark it looks outside, that's really an indication of just really these storms packing a punch and them being fairly high in the atmosphere. But definitely expecting this to continue. It looks more likely that we're still seeing these 70 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts with this storm as it makes its way through Channelview as well as Baytown. So there's really not much weakening really indicated, or we're not really seeing signs of this weakening as this damaging winds, these straight line wind gusts are still continuing through the Houston area. I can only imagine definitely roadways are definitely probably at a standstill across our major highways. So something that we're currently tracking, we are still under that severe thunderstorm warning for Houston. They did expire that tornado warning for downtown Houston. We're still tracking that tornado warned area that does include portions of eastern Harris County, which includes Baytown, includes just north of Highway 225, as we are very well could still see some rotation with that. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to meteorologist Kim Castro for more information.
Yeah, if you're just joining us now, perhaps you're just starting to see the impacts approaching your area. You live along the bay. We're under an active tornado warning at least for the next 6 minutes or so. This potentially could get extended. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings. Basically, the main threat that you need to watch for right now is the wind, whether it's coming at you at a straight line fashion or it's rotating. It doesn't matter. It is very, very strong. 80 to 90 miles an hour right now. We're also seeing some hail signatures on radar too. Honing in on the areas that are about to be impacted right now: Baytown, LaPorte, and Short Acres. You see this bright spot there in Channelview, the bright turquoise? That's giving us the signatures of the 90-mile-an-hour wind. So that's going to be pushing into your neighborhood. It's moving at a jog at 55 miles an hour straight to the east. So coming towards you. Here's the timeline for when it's going to get to your neighborhood. So Baytown, happening in the next couple of minutes. Beach City, 7:02. Smith Point, 7:14. A few minutes after that, Anahuac, 7:20. And right around 7:30, the Bolivar Peninsula. So again, racing very, very fast with a lot of intensity. Here's a loop as to what we've been seeing over the last hour or so. So you'll notice there was a couplet that was very consolidated. That's why we've had these tornado warnings. And now it's expanded to this big swath of heavy wind impacts that stretches from Mont Belvieu just north of League City. So everybody is going to feel this wind pushing through. The reason why we're honing in on the northern portion of the bay is that's where we've got that tornado warning active right now. So that's the central point of the storm where we're going to see the biggest impacts. Notice behind that, still seeing a very active radar. So heavy rain and wind still going on all along the loop in the Beltway, which is why we're asking you to please avoid travel at least for the next hour or so. Even though these storms are moving fast, we're still seeing residual impacts behind the main punch, behind the main straight line wind that has given us 80 to 90 miles an hour. Here's a live look right now outside of the KHOU studio. So we're on Westheimer and Chimney Rock. So this is looking out at the Galleria. This is the view. It is very saturated with the wind and the rain. So it's making for this very milky look outside of our cameras. We're seeing frequent flashes of lightning, taking out transformers. Taking out the power, though, is the brunt of the wind. You'll notice how it's pushing. Instead of seeing the streamline of rain in the horizontal, we're seeing it very much sideways, pushing through the area. A live look over southeast Texas right now. So Botanical Gardens still looking at the rain, still looking at some wind. That's the Galleria shot that shows the milky haze. Hotel Zaza cameras back up and it has frequent lightning. And then Galveston is getting ready to feel these impacts. Any one of these storm cells could produce rotation. We're under a tornado watch at least through 10 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm warning for the entirety of the evening too, and we're watching the impacts of the rain too. We've got team coverage here with Chief Meteorologist David Paul and Chris Ramirez. This is going to be an evening that gives us a lot of pause for a long time, not just during the storm, but after the storm passes. David, you've been talking about how many power outages are mounting, and then of course the rain that comes along with it too.
Yeah, Chris and Kim, good evening to you both, and good evening everybody. Again, we continue our severe weather coverage as this line of damaging thunderstorms has and continues to race across Houston and southeast Texas. One of the biggest takeaways so far is that this line has knocked over the big metal transmission lines, part of that line, up in the Cypress area in northwest Harris County as it blew through. We know we've had at least 500,000 people without power. That number may grow. And with main transmissions lines knocked over in the Cypress area, those big ones that come out of the power transmission plant out there, power may be out to some folks in the Cypress area for quite some time. Here's the radar loop. This goes over the past hour. That storm has raced from Brenham all the way to League City in an hour, racing east at about 70 miles an hour. That's all the lightning and thunder coming across the area. What I want to do is turn off all the radar, turn off the lightning and the rain. These are all the active warnings across southeast Texas. All of these are flood warnings across our northern counties. You want to stay off the roads in Walker County, Polk and San Jacinto County. Again, these same areas hit so hard the past couple of weeks, have had more heavy rain. 2 to 4 inches of rain has fallen up here. There are multiple areas with high water spots on the roads and secondary roads, especially low water crossings. And in the day or two to come, we're going to see a lot of that rain funnel into Lake Livingston, and below Lake Livingston, we may see additional rises on the Trinity. We'll be keeping up with that in the coming days. All the yellow boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings. That warning continues in effect for East Harris County, Chambers County, and Southwest Liberty County. Now, I notice they've just taken down the red box, which was our active tornado warning, but hold on, it's the top of the hour, and they may be about to reissue that. For the moment, it's a severe thunderstorm warning for Baytown and Mont Belvieu. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break from the TV side. We're going to continue this on web and KHLU 11 Plus and our digital side. You can follow the weather update there. What we're going to do here is, since the tornado warning has allowed to expire, we're going to go to Young Sheldon's finale, and you can continue the weather coverage with us live on our digital platforms. We'll be right back on digital here in just a moment.